viral. We've seen lawyers, condemning the magistrate on the veracity, on how it was so huge a sentence, but they forget that the conduct was equally harsh. President Museveni appointed Professor Moses Muhwezi as the new principal of Makerere University Business School, replacing Professor Waswa Balunywa, who led MOOBS for about 26 years. Now, President Museveni, just on Friday, joined other African leaders to congratulate President Donald Trump on winning the November 5th United States presidential election, defeating Democratic Party candidate, Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, we know someone else is occupying the White House soon in January. They'll be taking oath. Donald Trump, 45th president, 47th president of the United States. Now, welcome with me in the studio, Counsel Bwenje Deusdedit is a lawyer, and Peter Mpaka is a member of the National Unity Platform. Katamba Muvunya Stephen, who is the member of the National Resistance Movement, all the way from Chitagwenda. And we have Counsel Asasira Ingrid, who is also a lawyer. And the people of Mitoma, she wants to tell you that she has intentions to unseat the good historical general of the National Resistance Army. And we wish you the very best. Good morning, Counsel Bwenja, and welcome to the Big Set.
All right, the pleasure is mine. Of course, the week has been eventful. The American election, of course, is
in UNRWA, and you compare the payment, how the government pays them. The people that are working in departments under the ministry earn a lot of money. So there was the salary disparities. They were getting a lot of money than the people working in the ministry. So one of the issues, one of the problems that the government wanted to handle is to make sure that every Ugandan, there is no Ugandan that gets salary bigger than the other. If it is a salary for science, it should be the same, right from the ministry up to the sub-county or to the parish where a government employee is. Number two is the money, the allowance that was being spent. People in the departments of ministries have been earning a lot of allowances, fuel cards, and the rest of the things. So the government saw that these departments was robbing government. Therefore, if we join them back together and it becomes one ministry, there would be a very good stimulant of work to reach the people.
Okay.
Most of the services.
Yes.
he, his excuse is that the CEO and the EDs of UNRWA are earning a lot of cash. But the highest paid public officer or maybe a government worker is not the Commissioner General of the UNRA. It is the Commissioner General of URA. Okay? So why hasn't URA been rationalized into the Ministry of Finance? If it is about ensuring that people do not earn hefty sums of cash, why is URA still there?
You see, these departments are not going to be moved completely. No, they are going to be there, but the salary disparities will end. For example, if a commissioner in URA has been earning 20 million, and the commissioner in the Ministry of Finance is earning 10 million, for example, that salary, you see, it is not the same. So the government says that let the commissioner in URA earn 10 million, the same money the commissioner in the Ministry of Finance is earning. Like now the UCDA we are talking about. UCDA is not going away. It's going to be there, but it's going to be working in line with the ministry. Okay. There's going to be a lot of things are going to be.
Let me go to Counsel Bwenje.
Yes.
We've for a very long time.
Has he answered the question?
No, he failed to answer the question.
Yeah,
but we shall notice. Let me put it to you. We've been here time and again discussing this rationalization of government agencies. And in fact, when they initiated the whole program, we were jubilant. We were happy that for the first time, the government of General Museveni is thinking about cutting recurrent expenditure of government. You know, we all saw how important it was that all this duplication must be brought to an end.
Yes.
All right? We all agreed that there should be a reduction on size of government. And now President Museveni moves to implement what Ugandans thought was deemed fit. He's getting egg spills on his face because he's going ahead to say UCDA should be merged back to the Ministry of Agriculture. What is wrong with simply reducing the size of government?
Now, in terms of the number of ministers, in terms of the number of TRDCs and cows and MPs, I think there is double standards from the government of the Republic of Uganda. You have a cabinet of around 75 ministers. You have a parliament of around 530. You have TRDCs, you have around 4 per district, the cows and so forth. So I think, you see, actually, irrespective of where coffee is, whether it is in UCDA or in the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industries and Fisheries, I think the objective should be, is there market for coffee? Are there fertilizers? Are people getting what is due to them? So it should not be about where coffee is, no, but whether it is in the MAAIF or in the UCDA, our objective as a country must be that the people who cultivate coffee get the best out of it. So I don't even understand those who say that coffee should stay in the UCDA, because what is important for us is to make sure that we have a functioning government. And government here, I mean the state, really. But having UCDA where people are earning hundreds of thousands of dollars at the expense of the taxpayer, yet a nurse is earning around 230,000. A school teacher in USE or UPE is barely earning 100,000, surely. So
Council Bonje, for you to understand, UCDA has been operating on resources that they've generated as an agency.
Yes.
So they have been working
Yes.
at equilibrium, literally, where the expenditures and their incomes are really in balance. You get what I'm saying? Literally making a lot of money for government.
Yes.
Why would you think about, because you see, we can, not everything
See,
must be
they
reduced.
are not-
Listen, Wenje,
Yes.
not everything must be reduced to laxities in government. If at all a teacher or a school is not having teachers in some area, it does not mean that a member of parliament shall not be paid. Why is it because there is some laxity somewhere in the country, you will want it to seem that another agency of government should not work or have its
See,
employees paid?
There's no evidence that what UCDA has done, the MAAIF cannot do it. Okay.
Where is vanilla?
You see,
Where is moringa?
UCDA is a department of the Ministry of Agriculture, and UCDA it only deals with coffee in regulatory issues. And now now the farmers, you know, this government its achievements is based on service delivery. That's what we count us as government. If the people of Mbarara develop and get wealth, for us to crowd fund, that's what we want. So we must make sure we put all the shortcuts to make people wealthy, and that's where we are going now. UCDA as a department is supposed to cause an impact to the farmers, but are the impacts there? Are farmers, coffee farmers feel the impact of UCDA? They are not there. If you ask the farmer in Isinjiro of coffee that do you know any member, any staff from UCDA, we say no. The only people they know is the agriculture staffs from the sub-counties. They are the people that work with them. So now, what the government is doing, it is cutting short of all these expenses of UCDA back to the ministry. Then the ministry supports directly the sub-county extension workers to deal directly with coffee farmers. That is the real thing. There is nothing, there is no shortcut. It is government employing people directly from the sub-county, the district, to the farmers.
Okay. Let me bring in Peter Mpaka at this point before I allow Ingrid, who is our guest, to submit. Peter, we saw definitely what happened in Parliament. The president made it very clear that come rain, come sunshine, the national coffee bill is meant to pass. We saw that gymnastics where even the right honorable speaker of parliament was accused of making particular statements about the numbers of the opposition and the propaganda. And that day there was dust that was raised. Fast forward, we saw what happened in parliament, having neutral persons entering and having access to the flow of parliament, and the debate was on, there were fights, and eventually the bill was passed. You as the opposition, what do you see in the conduct of especially the president and the speaker of parliament in as far as merging UCDA back to BAIF is concerned?
Yeah, thank you, West J, and good morning, dear listeners and the panel here. I'd missed the intro part of greeting you, so let me take this chance before my submission to say hello or hi or mulire muta and mukama simwe nangarahangana bakunda. Now, you see, what's happening here is that we are dealing with an unpopular government. We are dealing with a president that has lost the fame, has lost the trust, has lost the mass support that he used to enjoy. So, for all intents and purposes, whatever suggestion is coming from the NRM today, many people misread the signals. It's like we are colorblind, that this is yellow and we are seeing white, or we are seeing gray. For me, that's one of the important conclusions that I've read through our submissions and all the other discussions that have gone on. Number one, we need to first appreciate the reason as to why we have professors in our community. That you have a professor of the brain, you have a professor in gynecology, you have a professor in grass, you have a professor in women, you have a professor in conflict resolution, you have a professor in goats, you have a professor in
Literally everything.
literally everything.
Let's stop for a
In
break.
water and
Well, let's stop for a break. When we come back, Peter Mpaka will get us into his whole analogy of professors and what have you. After a very short breather, don't touch your radio. November love every person that is locked onto the radio. When I come back, I'll be able to give you some of those goodies. Good morning.
It's tough, it's bold, it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great friends.
101.2 Cruise FM, great music, good friends. Good morning once again. My name is Wesige Banyaji. November love, every other person that is catching the show, we're having a blast here, giving back to you for the entire month of November. What happens is every particular hour of every show you get to walk away with a goodie, courtesy of Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM. We're celebrating 13 years of being the biggest radio in Western Uganda. What we do is we bring the love to your area. The people of Uganda, we're catching up tonight at Switch Lounge. A couple of DJs from here coming to play for you the best sound, and your celebrities will be stepping on there. The Problem Child, Monique, MC Belga, and so many more. And you also have an opportunity to win the so many that they will carry along. But I want to appreciate the people that have come on board with this campaign of sharing the love. I can see a couple of you there. Baka Electronics, thank you so much. Day to Day Supermarket, BGA Wines, Cafe Havana, Crystal Paints, Enoch Batembei Shop in Uganda, Basam Young Chitembei Traders in Uganda, thank you. Baka Fashions, their amazing restaurant. There's Premier Electronics, U-Home, Taibwa Cakes in Uganda, right in the tax pack. Joseph Fashions and God's Plan Fashions Furniture Center, and so many Peter Quality Hardware in Uganda. I want to appreciate you in a very special way. Now, November Love, I want to give away a shopping voucher in day-to-day supermarket. Now, Colin, get to answer a few questions and walk away with the shopping voucher. You go and shop and enjoy the experience there at day-to-day supermarket. On 752-912-912-178-0912-910. November Love.
Yes, good, sir.
Yes, November Love.
November of you.
What's your name and where you at?
I'm called Frederick from Stagweda.
Frederick in Chitagwenda. Have you won yourself November Love yet?
I haven't won. I would wish to win.
Yes, Frederick. What's your other name?
I'm saying with Frederick.
Mpirwe.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you a couple of questions. When does the most wanted extra happen?
The most wanted extra.
Yes.
Every Friday from 2, 4, 5.
Okay. Give me your, and who does that show?
DJ Modern alongside the Problem Child.
All right. Read your number.
078 450
450
63
612.
63
Okay.
22.
To where you at? Where are you?
Stagweda.
Okay, thank you so much. Congratulations, you win yourself a shopping voucher. Got us of day-to-day supermarket. Tagwenda. They are definitely listening. Yes, Peter Mpaka.
I was saying that one, we are dealing with an unpopular president whose views are becoming unpopular and do not resonate with reality on ground. So they are facing the harshest resistance from the masses. Number two, there is a reason why we have pinpoint studies which produce professors in specific areas. And I was giving examples: professor in pediatrics, professor in gynecology, professor in chemical pathology or in cancer studies, professor in conflict resolution, and professor in love, like we have Mr. Wenje here, our good counsel. So we have those pinpointed. So those are the purposes of agencies for the efficient operation of government. Unless an agency is producing, an agency's performance indicators indicate otherwise. That you have an agency, for example, the road fund, which was giving billions of money to, for example, Mbarara City. to work on the roads in the city. But if you call now the people in Nyakayozu or the people in Kakova or the people in Viharwe and ask them what is the status of your roads, they will tell you we are passing through lakes. For example, there is a road as you go to the national park at Igongo, Rwenzeru. You go through ponds as you go. Yet the road fund has given money. People just hold the money on accounts, and the money they make profit through the bank, and then they send back money to the road fund. So such should be taken away and removed. And you have UCDA, whose function has been to improve quality, to monitor, not even giving seedlings, because I heard Muvunya in his submission that UCDA is not known in the villages. I want to ask him here, and all who believe like he says, who is the dean of students, or who is the dean of the medicine, of the faculty of medicine at Mbara University? Do you know him? You may not know him, but doesn't Mbara University produce the best doctors in Uganda?
Okay,
So,
no,
no, you're cutting me short. You're cutting me short, yet
yes.
I haven't finished. So, us not knowing UCDA down in the village, us not knowing Dr. Ngonzi Joseph,
Yes.
the Dean of Faculty of Medicine at Mbara University, doesn't mean that Mbara University is not producing the best doctors. We should look at the big picture as we discuss this.
Okay.
Now,
Yes.
okay, let's go on. Maybe I will come back. But you're cutting, you're just...
Ingrid, I want Ingrid to come in.
To my people in Bitoma,
Yes.
they've been growing coffee, they've been selling coffee, benefiting.
Through UCDA, no.
I'm not. But when you ask that farmer down there in the village,
Speak to the microphone.
and you ask them UCDA, no one, I can assure you, no one had heard of that.
That's the argument. That's the argument.
I mean that. I mean that. UCDA just came in the enlightenment when rationalizing came up. So coming up and you tell us UCDA has been this and this, I think you're misleading people down there. Whether there's UCDA, whether it's not there,
let me
the
ask
coffee,
Ingrid.
the coffee is coffee. It's not UCDA. So the coffee is going to stay. And I'm assuring my people down there, coffee is going to stay. Grow your coffee. No one is taking the coffee. People are saying Seven is taking the coffee. No one is taking it away.
No, but
And it's going to
I want
be-
to counteract that. If you can give me a second. You see, we are dealing with a gorilla. Don't see Museveni and take Museveni the way he is appearing on the TV. There was a heated discussion in Parliament about coffee. Actually, even including the Kingdom of Uganda. I never had anyone from Operation Wealth Creation or those nerds and whatever coming out to even to argue and saying that for us we did this with coffee. But when the president was addressing the nation, he paraded those people, and we saw them all saying the narrative. That is, we were hearing that narrative for the first time. So me, what I want to say is this. I want to ask these friends of ours, what happened to cotton? And the Development Authority of Cotton? What happened to vanilla? You know, what is going to happen? Me, I want to paint, and peradventure, I am not a prophet of doom. But the next thing that is going to happen to this coffee, it's now going to the Ministry of Agriculture. They are going to control it, and at the end of the day, you will hear that the coffee is too much. We are now in an open market, in an open economy. The price of coffee is 3,000 shillings, 2,000 shillings. It is going to follow maize, it is going to follow sorghum, it's going to follow matoke, where you find in season a bunch of matoke can even be bought at 1,000 shillings. This is where we are heading, because now it's going to be one channel controlling the whole of the coffee. Yet UCD has been allowing people to, as long as you have good quality, you can even access the market by your own outside this country or anywhere. You can sell it on your own, and that these multiple channels have been creating competition, keeping the coffee not regulated by a section of a few. And that's what
you are not telling, you are not willing to tell the mulimi wa mwanyi wansi.
Yes, Mogo.
You see,
Instead, they are making it open.
you see
It has been
differences.
regulated by a few. They are making it open.
Yeah, you see, when we are arguing and explaining things on these national radios, we need to be spectacle. You give a reference or an example that does not match what you are talking about. now, I respect my brother Peter when it comes to issues of national importance, not of NUPU, not of party issues, but when it comes to national importance, I respect him. But now, when you make a reference or an example, you bring a professor of an science institution and UCDA, and you ask my village mate that do you know a now look now,
if I may ask,
no, what is the sketch, what is the schedule of work?
if the UCDA has been invisible, who is responsible for the invisibility of
Mr.
UCDA?
Banyaji, the schedule of work matters. A
minister.
professor at a university specifically deals with students and the staff that are at the university.
Yes.
The UCDA, its role is dealing with farmers.
Okay.
So our question is, do really farmers know UCDA?
So,
my sister from
who's
Mitomi,
responsible for them not
my
knowing?
sister from Mitomi is a farmer. She has gone from a coffee farming family and an area in Mitomi. Even myself from Chitagwana Kamwe. Like you said,
Yes.
we don't know any staff of UCDA.
Okay, after the break, let's link up with the second hour of the show. Good morning.
It's tough, it's bold, it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great friends.
Welcome back from that very short commercial break. It's 4 minutes past 10 o'clock on Western Uganda biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music, great friends. We're right here on plot 12, Muti Lane, opposite Ntare School. Boma Hill is where you can find us. We're still open for business. Come for the discounted rates of 50%. This November, what you do is get to advertise with us and get a cut there. And if at all you want to give us some of the stock that you have, we still welcome it. It's not too late. We give back to our loyal listeners the entire stretch of November in what we call November Love. It's courtesy of Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM. Good music, good friends. The people of Ibanda, we're celebrating November with you tonight at Switch Lounge. Come through and we party. We're having the biggest rapper in Western Uganda, Truth 256 Sengerimana, who is going to be mashing it up with you, and a couple of DJs, DJ Mod and DJ Stinger, and the rest of the team will be strolling clearly in Ibanda, and celebration is on tonight. Presenters, the Problem Child, Monique, Roash, and Star Saint DJ, and so many are coming throughout tonight. Now we had Frederick win a shopping voucher at Day-to-Day Supermarket. They have one in Chizungu, Day-to-Day Supermarket and High Street. Go and shop and enjoy the experience. Thank you to all partners that have been a part of the celebration of love. We've had double love, where you get to win and also win for your lover. Could be your mother, grandmother, friend, sister, your maid, your askari, and it's been celebration all the way. Now, we're talking about rationalization of government agencies. With me in studio is Council Ingrid Asasera, who comes all the way from Mitoma. She wants to unseat General Kahindo Tafide. Well, Captain, he's called Captain Kahonda, who did a job there before General Otafide bounced back in a very bossy way. And I have Stephen Muvunya. Stephen is a councillor, I think. He's in Chitagwenda, Kamwenje area. And he belongs to the National Resistance Movement. Peter Mpaka, who was involved in Sambulunji there in Makansi, cleaning up NUP, because I work at Makansi, I saw some little bit of work that you did and want to appreciate you did good. Though go and clear the entire stretch so that we don't have any rubbish in that area. And then we applaud you very clearly enough. He's here with me in studio. Council Bwenje Dos did it. One of the most intelligent lawyers in this town is with me in studio. He's the chairperson of NALU, and NALU was stopped in the track site because of wrong ideology. They wanted to dismantle the Hima dynasty, but they spent a time in Ruzira. I think they gave up the ambition. We on TV, Cruise TV is happening, so go and watch on Cruise TV, YouTube and TikTok. We live. And give us feedback on our social media handles, 912 Cruise FM on X and 91.2 Cruise FM on Facebook. And the numbers to call on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Ingrid, we know certainly that the biggest chunk of our women are involved in agriculture. And these women need a lot of help in terms of providing them with seedlings, farm inputs and pesticide and acaricides and everything that is supposed to be used in the agriculture. And now they had a specialized team of UCDA, DDA, and all these agencies that were concentrating on helping them in a very specialized manner. Now they have been taken back to a ministry where they are going to deal with so many things. We've even heard that the Minister of Agriculture has failed to wipe out the foot-to-mouth disease. How will they go ahead to deal with coffee, which is a very important cash crop for the country? The women, do you think the merging of some of these agencies will not make it harder for these women to have access to government officials supposed to provide them with public services? Ingrid.
To the women out there, the farmers, before I answer that, I want to first, people don't know the word rationalization. I'm going to illustrate. Imagine having two people doing the same thing but operating at different addresses. That is what we've been dealing with. But now it's going to be merged into one. First, we are cutting costs, taxpayers' money. That's the main target. We are cutting costs. We are going to improve supervision and efficiency of the staff. The women out there should not worry about their coffee. They are going to still earn from their coffee and educate their children. Instead, services are going to be more convenient to access. We are going to have uniformity. The Manyankole call it okwesiginganya. There are two bodies. There is always that okwesiginganya. But now when it's one body, it's going to concentrate, look for varieties, seedlings, pesticides, and avail them to the farmers, the deep farmers in the villages. So I'm still assuring my people down there that the coffee is going to be more lucrative businesses.
Now that you've assured them of the interest of having coffee, still very lucrative for them, do you think with the size of the so many agencies that are there, we've not seen the merging of URA back to the Minister of Finance, We still have UNRWA is not yet fully back in the Ministry of Works. We know there are so many senior presidential advisors. We still have a very big parliament. We have so many RDCs, deputy RDCs, and assistant RDCs. Don't you think that the president should have dealt with some of these offices, at least reduce the size of government, in as far as reducing the number of members of parliament and reducing the number of RDCs, reducing the size of cabinet? Don't you think this should have been the first thing that the president would have done?
Thank you. I agree, but it's a journey. This whole strategy of rationalizing and cutting public expenditure, it's a journey. You don't just jump. It's a journey. We are starting with a few agencies that have been selected, and we are moving. We'll reach there. We'll reach there.
Okay.
Time.
Yes, Bwenje, yes.
You see,
Mm.
when she says we are starting and they are 40 years old and in 2026 they are getting out of power, they will be in the opposition, I don't understand what she means by they are starting. You see, what the women that are in agriculture and the men that are in agriculture should prepare for is mwesibe nkoba 10, buy more belts and tighten your berries. Museveni and his government does not want any money in your hands. And coffee, because if a kilo of coffee is going for, they said 15,000, and they said one tree was able to give you how many kilos in a year? Around 6 kilos. So multiply if you have so many trees in your acres and so forth and so on. So the calculation, that's why the president first empowered the son-in-law to create something called the PASAID. And PASAID, or presidential whatever on exports, was concentrating on coffee. That PASAID thing. But because of the fights in the family, and the first son attacking the son-in-law, and that's why the PASAID, we have moved away from the PASAID, which was concentrating on coffee, to now deal with a ministry which is first of all under appointment, because all the ministers there are simply appointed by the president, and all those other people working in there can easily be controlled, so that we are able to regulate. The issue is we want to create one channel through which the coffee goes. So remember, Uganda is running a free market, an open market. Forces of supply and demand are going to come in. They will wake up one year and tell you the coffee is too much and the prices are going to go down. Will be like the way we are having maize, which a kilo can go for 200 shillings, 500 shillings. And at the end of the day, people are going to move away from the coffee the way they moved away from the cotton. And that's why Westj, as I say this, I want to congratulate Zake. Zake is my hero. I want to congratulate Zake. They may have boxed him and his head is paining. They may have, I saw even the sergeant at arms pushing him away as if he's pushing a tin of dust. You know, you look at that conduct. What is so much itching the government that a whole MP, a representative of the constitution, is just thrown away by an AD in parliament who is supposed even to support him? So that should raise your hairs and your ears and your eyes to think twice as we say, we are started with UCDA. This is something that has something very fundamental. So I want to congratulate Zake. I want to congratulate the MPs of the opposition, because this time I saw them, Ruru Mebaiga from DP, I saw them, Nicholas Kamara from Kabale, I saw them, they were all saying, leave our coffee. So whether it was they passed the bill, Kaunduka Kubyedirisa, or whether they passed the bill through the back door, for us we know that it's on record that we had another infamous day in parliament where the chiefesi and the plain-clothes men in T-shirts were again lifting our women ladies, one leg up, one arm up, and throwing them out of parliament. It's on record. And we know that people put up a spirited fight to save the Katera Masindes, the Kakurangonyas.
No, but they were not
and
fighting for coffee. They,
They
were
were
fighting
fighting for coffee.
over a chair.
They were fighting for coffee.
They were fighting over a
no,
chair.
no, no, really, don't downplay. Don't
Let
downplay.
me hear Council
Don't
Bwenje.
downplay.
Council Bwenje, I am actually shocked that you come here, you defend Zake
Yeah.
with the kind of impunity he's exhibited in Parliament.
Yeah.
You're quiet. You have not been able to condemn his misbehavior.
No, that is in what in I think in our part 2 of the show.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm waiting for the same. Part 2 has not yet come up, has it? But because he
Okay, it has.
well, he has talked about appointment of the ministers by the president. But I also want to inform him that under section 14.5, actually 14.4 and 5 of the National Coffee Act of 2021, as it was then, the board of UCDA is appointed by the minister in charge of coffee. So if it's about appointments, then also the board of UCDA is compromised. So it is not about who appoints who.
It is okay.
It's not about who
having
appoints
two
who.
things in one.
Not just, let me say something here. That UCDA was a collection of professionals. That's why I referred to professors in specific areas, professionals who know how to do propagation, who know how to do crossing them together so that you get hybrid coffee. But a board is a board. Today we can wake up and Banyaji is a board member of Cruise FM.
Okay. On 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call in and be a part of the conversation this morning. We talk about rationalization of government agencies. We know for sure that now the DDA, NADS and UCDA are no longer independent, semi-autonomous agencies of government. Rather, these departments within the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries. What do you think about this rationalization? Will it create some kind of efficiency and reduce on the recurrent expenditure of government? Call in and let's have to hear from you. On the big set, we just lost that caller. Hello, caller.
Big Seat Wanyaji Westgate. Good morning.
Good morning, Agava November Love.
November Love Moodley.
Yes, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm extremely fine man. I'm listening attentively, but this man called the Councillor Muvunya, he has nothing to say other than what he's saying. Because if he's saying that Zake is a problem, who has not been a problem? Really? It's like the people of Chitagwenda did a very big mistake to vote him as a councillor. Because we had cotton, we had coffee, we had and cocoa. Where are cocoa and cotton? And I don't need to know UCDA when I've grown my coffee and I'm selling it a kilo at 15,000. Do I need really to know who is UCDA? Because it is providing the price. Now, since it was rationalized to the Ministry of Agriculture, you will see. Because the net is now penetrating. Let that lady from Mitoma know that this government is not. Really, I have no suitable words to use. But Banyaji,
Yes.
finally,
Hey.
you know I like Mpaka. I know like Mpaka because even though I don't like his party, he should be careful. He should be careful. He should be careful because Trump is there. There is nobody who will put sanctions on this government. So he needs to be careful because we still need people like Mpaka
Okay.
other than Muvunya. have a wonderful show.
Thank you, Agava. You're a blessing to this radio. And on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The big seat.
Yes, Westgivanyagi.
Yes, good morning, caller. What's your
Good
name?
morning.
Yes,
This
yes.
is Gistor Hakana from Shema.
November love.
November love to you.
To the matter.
Yes. Ningenda November love Westgivanyagi.
Call in after the break. When we go for a break, when coming back, we shall be able to give out some of those goodies. Call right again. All right. For now, let me get to hear your feedback on the topic of discussion on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The big set.
Is Council Brother.
Yes, my head is, sir.
How are you doing, my man?
Fantastic. November love.
Love, love to you, my man.
Yes, we talk about rationalization of government agencies. What do you think?
First and foremost, I'll first thank her for those panels for the good work that actually can actually put a brick on our nation, Uganda. Secondly, for me, you know me, I'm a coffee grower. But when I'm seeing that UCDA has agriculture, I'm just wondering, because you see, me, I know that coffee will reduce on amount of money that we have been selling it, because it has gone under.
We just lost Moedeza there, but I want to thank you for your contributing. We're kicking up for a break. When we come back, November Love Goodies on your radio. Good morning.
It's tough, it's bold, it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great friends.
It's bold, it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great friends.
All right, 28 minutes past 10 o'clock on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM. Good music, good friends. My name is Wesi Gibanyaji, and in a good mood because it's November Love. Switch Lounge tonight, Evander. We are coming. And the team is already on the board. Get yourself together to go and celebrate niceness. We giving away so many goodies and listening and dancing to the best of music with the DJs from Starsen DJ, DJ Modern, and there's so many presenters that will be coming through. Truth 256 will be performing tonight, so get your shoes on get your partner ready and go and stroll for good vibes. Now, you be wanting to be a part of the November Love. What you do is you get to call in, answer a few questions, and walk away with a hamper. Goddess of Western Uganda's biggest radio. Now, there have been a couple of people, a couple of enterprises that have been a part of the celebration, and I want to say thank you to Aladdin Perfume Jelly, Arinyikira Chogero Amazing Restaurant, Amazon Express Supermarket, Ant Porridge, Baka Electronics, Baka Fashions, Basam Young, Steinbay Traders in Evander, and then BGA Wines, Cafe Havana, Crystal Paints, Divas Unisex Salon, Day to Day Supermarket, Edgar Electronics, Enokuba Tembe Shop in Evander, U Home, Super Electronics, Supreme, Waffle Water, Kennedy Agencies, Joseph Fashions, Evander Kitchenware, Goodies Plant Furniture Center, FJ Electronics, Sam Electronics, Private Shop, and so many of you that have been a part of the campaign. We say thank you. It's been nice, and I'm very sure those that are working with so many are happy. Now I want to give away branded shirts, goddess of back fashions, and a hamper from Evander Kitchenware. Call in for November Love on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. I want a person who hasn't won themselves any goodie, so they get the opportunity right now. The big set.
Yes, Bajan.
Yes, November Love.
November Love.
Yes, what's your name?
My name is M. Haman Eyakoa from Nyamyashi Sinjiro.
Now, you either say your exact name or you don't get
Okay.
November Love.
Okay, it is Ngaverano Haman.
Yes, Ngaverano
Haman.
Haman. Have you won yourself anything?
No, I haven't won yet.
Okay, now you get to win yourself branded t-shirt, a shirt from Baka Fashions, and a hamper from Evander Kitchenware. Now,
Okay.
which show happens every Friday from 8 to midnight?
Fat Friday Mix.
Who does that?
Mr. Birga.
Mr.?
Birga.
And who is the DJ?
DJ Emma.
Okay, now there is a show that is like the big seat, happens on Sunday. What time does it happen and who hosts that show?
From 12 to 2 by John.
Okay. What's the show called?
It is a Nyanji show.
Oh, okay. Your number?
0753
0753
59
59
11
11
32.
32. Congratulations, Ngaverano Haman. You win yourself a hamper from Evander Kitchenware and a branded shirt from Baka Electronics. Congratulations right there.
Thank you, Cruise FM.
All right. Yes, Council Bwenje.
Yes, I wanted to make an emphasis for the benefit of the viewers and the listeners. But I think there's a mistake which is being made here. You see, UCDA is not a department in the Ministry of World Agriculture. It is actually it isn't there.
No.
UCDA was dissolved. It was abolished. So it was now substituted with the Ministry of Agriculture. What was maintained are the functions of UCDA.
Yes.
But the authority is no longer there.
Yes.
So what you find there is the Ministry of World Agriculture performing the functions of UCDA. But UCDA as an entity is not a department. It is actually nowhere in the Ministry of World Agriculture. So it is not true that it was maintained as a department. No, it was removed and it was removed forever.
Okay.
until maybe further notice.
Your parting shot, your final concluding remark on this particular topic, and we move on.
And also, Ugandans must interrogate the head of President Museveni in allowing duplication of roles, because he made a
But he's
statement.
correcting his mistake. If at all he made a mistake and is revisiting that mistake,
And
I
he's-
think we should allow him
He's
to do
making
that.
mistakes in correcting the original mistake. That's why I'm saying we should further interrogate and stress ourselves. He made a statement and said that in 1991, the reason as to why they created these agencies was to create a platform through which people could earn a lot of money, a lot of salaries, because the other regular ordinary people, civil servants, were being paid low. That's why you have something like the Education Service Commission, where people get a lot of money while the teachers are underpaid. That's why you will have people like in SFC, you have people in those departments who are elites, who are the commandos, and yet the regular UPDFs are being paid peanuts. So it's very important that we also understand that these agencies were not created for efficiency, were not created for a good work to be done. They were just created so that those who are connected and the privileged few can earn in 40 millions, 50 millions, and so forth, while others are in poverty. Why am I saying this? Remember, the president created what they called the sons of the descendants of the Nazirwanako. So in Uganda we clearly have Ebyana and Abana.
Okay.
And we the Ebyana, we are the many, we should arise and fight for ourselves.
Okay. Mofunya, your conclusion on this topic.
Mr. Moderator, I want to categorically mention that the coffee is not going anywhere. It is as it is today, and it will be as it is today. Museveni has no interest in any of the personal coffee, because politics has always been a problem. Mostly these guys, the guy of red and green and blue, because they want to capture political success when there is such an important matter to discuss. Because now, why didn't they make noise about UNORA when UNORA was being taken back to the ministry? Why did they not make noise when Uganda Investment Authority was also being taken back to the Ministry of Finance? And there are very many, of course, very many. Why did not make noise? Only make noise because of coffee. Number two, why did not make noise when Museveni was making all these roads connecting the districts, all this development? Why did that not make noise? I am the one with the microphone.
He is the one with the microphone.
Why did that not make noise when Museveni was building schools, primary schools, secondary schools, providing UCE and making women emancipation, making all those roads? I didn't see them making noise. Why are they making noise on the matter of a small thing called coffee? Now,
why are you calling coffee a small thing? This is the second biggest export of Uganda.
What the government is doing, what Museveni is trying to do, he's trying to remove the cheaters of coffee farmers, the people who have been redundantly sitting in office and are dripping the government a lot of money in terms of salaries and allowances. Because now, imagine a person is a professor. Yes, he's a professor. He went to school. He's an executive director of a department of inline ministry. He gets 50 million salary. And a young man from university, the same qualifications, goes to my sub-county and is paid 800,000. Is that unfair? Is that unfair? So what we are saying?
Does the CDF earn the same salary?
No, what we are saying
with a private in Makenge?
No, he doesn't.
So
because of the ranks.
Would it be the same?
What I'm saying
for the head of UCDA
now, an example,
and an operator in
an example.
Yes.
A driver of a UCDA vehicle gets a salary of 2 million, and a driver of a district gets 300,000. Are we fair? Is the government fair? So now we have been running a problem of salary disparities. Science salary is not equal to art salary. We want to end that one. And the only way to end that one is to save some money. Cut the money from here, add it here, and the salary becomes the same. So that every Ugandan can be happy. We want to make uniformity of every Ugandan working in the government. Lastly is, you know, I have come to understand that opposition have a permanent hate for the president of Uganda. I don't know why. Because Peter Mpaka always talks about rising up. Rising up going where? He has already raised up. How many times has he come here to rise up? Now, you cannot rise up to a person that gives you freedom to every Saturday to come here and abuse him.
That freedom is given by God, not by General.
No, it is by the president. I'm telling you. It is by the president. No, look, Mr. Wanyaji.
When did President Museveni start giving Ugandans freedom to do what they are given in the Constitution?
The only freedom that Museveni cannot give is breathing. When you breathing air and maybe living, that is okay. But a freedom to come here and talk against the government. That is the freedom that he provides to Mr. Peter Mpaka.
Your conclusion, I bring in
to make a response to him. The reason why coffee is really raising a lot of confusion is one. See, for UIA, there was a report, and the findings were in tandem with the conclusion. But the report, which was made by Honorable, I think she was the chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture. The findings.
I think
it was Linda Auma. The findings in her report were not in tandem with the conclusion.
Yes.
So the findings were that the end of the report says that it should be rationalized. So now the question was, why should it be rationalized yet it is performing so well? But now, that's what raised the confusion.
Do you, ladies and gentlemen, recognize that in the address of the president, he kept on referring to General Sade and the soldiers and him having done a lot of work that UCDA has never done. Ingrid, your conclusion on this particular topic?
Well, it is also very good.
Just like coffee, look at a bridge in Nchwera in Ruhinda County, which collapses, and we have to wait for over 6 months. When you go here, they tell you it's not our mandate. It's not our mandate. It's UNRWA. It's the road fund. So I think the move to rationalize is positive. We are going to consolidate all those agencies into one.
And when you're asking for roads, your worry was not to talk to UNRWA. Your worry is now the fact that you're going to be talking to Minister of Work.
Where to go to. For me, I might know where to go to, but people down there are not sure. When you go here, they tell you go here, go here, go here. So we need to have one body.
Okay. Let's stop for a break. When we come back, we shall be discussing the ruckus in Parliament. Is the Speaker, the Right Honorable Anita Among, still in charge? Or it's about time we impeach her from that docketal Speaker of Parliament? After the breather, November Love, ladies and gentlemen.
It's tough, it's bold, it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
Friends.
Great friends.
On the final lap of the show, about 13 minutes to the top of the hour on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM, great music. Great friends, my name is Wes Gibanyaji. I want to appreciate Nicholas at Coke Depot in Rebicona for his catching the big seat. Blessings, my brother. Thank you. I have the man is called Dismas Sain Aizuka, who is listening to the big seat. He says, I really wonder how this government think of her people. The Ministry of Agriculture is very big, making coffee a minor issue, and fund allocations will be less. Remember, there is corruption. They have failed to restore tea, cotton, and cocoa. I'm so annoyed of the leaders. And, thank you. And there's so many of you that have sent the messages. I can see Maridad, Simon Peter, and there's so many on our social media handles. November love to all of you. You make us feel good about what we do here. David Tayebwa, you're in Kamwidi in Uganda. Now we falling. It's better you do. Noah here is Valentino. You're there. Brands, Aganaga, and there's so many of you that are giving us feedback. We appreciate you. Now, if at all you're in Uganda, in Kazo, in Rubindi, in Ishongoro, all those places, I want to request you to fall in tonight as we celebrate 13 years of being the biggest in the region right there at Switch Lounge. We almost getting out of here, so let's get into the second topic on the events that happened in Parliament. Is the Speaker still in charge? Bwenje, now you wanted to talk about your good friend Zake. Yes.
You see, as the result of the torture that has always been meted on him, I think he has learned to be in a defensive mode every time. I think he even suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. So he's a man who is really afraid of the neighbor. I mean, actually, of the neighbors around him. And I think what over time he has become so temperamental because of the violence that has been done on him. And of course, that is of course when he stood up to speak, then this other MP also came and occupied his place. Now, Zaka, I think, should not have pushed him down. That was wrong. What Zaka should have done is to raise a petition to the speaker that I don't have where to sit. But the moment you start a chain of events and now you become a victim of the same, because you see, Honorable Kor has a right to defend himself. That is a statutory right.
Does he have any cause of action? We know there is a demand notice already hanging on his head, intending to sue a call for the deeds of the floor of Parliament.
Kor was right. Because if you attacked me, I have a right to defend myself.
But also the level of defense.
Yes.
If I attack you with a slap and you shoot at me, you know
know
very
that,
well
that,
you cannot stand.
Yes,
to
I know
walk
that
away with that.
in defending yourself, you should
Proportionality.
use reasonable force. But you see, what is reasonable depends on the circumstances. The atmosphere in Parliament at that instant, I think it was hot. So I think I still hold Zake responsible for whatever happened there.
Okay, thank
He
you.
ought to have done better.
Better,
He
thank
ought
you.
to have done better
Movunya,
as an MP.
yes.
You know, I am a teacher.
Speak to the mic, direct to the microphone.
You know, I am a teacher
Mm.
professionally, and you know, when you are managing a stubborn class, sometimes you are let down. I am imagining, Madam Speaker, when you are leading a group of Zake, Bob Wayne, and this woman from Masaka is called whose road is violent. You remember, Mr. Moderator, that it is not the first time when Noop Rumpenis bringing fights, casual fights in parliament. Number one, we should know that parliament.
Your time is first spent. Yes.
That
Yes.
This is the big seat, and this is the national TV.
Yes.
I want Muvunya to apologize both in word and in writing. Both in word and in writing. You can't call honorable MPs, representative of constituencies, including our leader of opposition. You call them rumpens, you must apologize.
I think
wisdom.
that was
No.
below belt.
Yeah.
Actually,
Muvunya.
yeah, okay.
Muvunya,
Okay.
I
that
want
was
him,
below
okay.
belt.
I want
Okay,
him
sir.
to mention one instance when the MPs from Noop brought confusion in Parliament. If you are talking of the third quarter
No, your
call,
time is first spent. Uh-huh.
yes, when?
I want to mention.
No, you can
You see
retract.
character.
You can retract the statement and we move
Okay,
on.
okay.
Ah,
I retract the statement. However, character sometimes.
Unlike,
okay.
unlike Parliament,
Yeah.
I am a
They are
formidable
members of Parliament,
speaker.
yes.
Unlike the Parliament where there is a lot of
I have
incompetence,
retracted it.
I am very sure the big seat,
You
the
are a
speaker.
moderator, and like you are a speaker today. I respect you, and I have restricted it.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no
I want
problem.
to borrow him the
I-
right words.
Yes.
I want to borrow you the right words.
Yes.
Because retract is not substantial. You should say, I Muvunya Katamba. I eat my own words on Noop.
You see?
Okay. Okay, thank you. Ingrid,
Let
events
me
in Parliament.
Let me end my point, my brother.
Yeah.
So now, it is very shameful.
Mm.
They should know, even then, they should know that Parliament is a respected entity where laws and discipline is made.
Mm.
So where they make laws, then you begin barbaric behaviors in public. What hours? I have heard Mr. Professor Bwenje, he wants to be a leader of the party. He wants to be a member of
But
parliament.
he was expelled from that party.
That is the problem. Lastly,
Yes.
lastly, I pity our speaker. I am telling you, moderator, I pity our speaker. Honorable Anita Monge is a strong woman. Reading that group, even you, Wanyaji, you would do it.
Okay.
I thank you.
Ingrid, events of Parliament.
You see, as 2026 comes closer, we need to be sure of the people we are sending to Parliament. Imagine choosing a representative of a whole constituency, and he purposely goes to Parliament to fight. Purposely goes to Parliament to fight. I thought being in opposition is okay. I'm not retracting.
Yes.
Being in opposition is okay. You're supposed to deliberate, criticize, and scrutinize as you're following procedures and rules of Parliament. But it's not a boxing ring where people go to box. I mean it. Let me finish.
Yes.
Before I finish, I'm calling upon my people in Mitoma that choose wisely 2026. We don't want to send people who are going to fight in Parliament. And more so, these people should be subjected to a mental test. I feel like, just like Council Wendy has said, the gentleman is not fine. Or he can be rehabilitated.
Thank you. You've been a very good company. Let's meet next weekend on the big seat. You've been very fantastic. Thank you, Peter Parker. Thank you, Bwenje Deusdedi. Thank you, Muvunya Steven. Thank you, Ingrid Asasara. Let's meet next Saturday on the big seat. My name is Wesuge Banyaji. November Love.
It's tough. It's bold. It's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of this radio station or its management.
This radio is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission, UCC.